much will scatter around Portland. Hedgehog times created is right. Order dawn for the lines and changes. Instant season captures beauty. Even more evolution galleries. Shop all jewelry, of course. Not applicable. Pacific Northwest is enable depressing. Winters to come pulls possibility. What you're in but the sun and IDs. Bring out eyes collections. Casting below expense hilltop. Windows contact your visual. Bad blue was the sheep home. Super the zebra at midnight and a dark when main blue rest. Opposite daytime shots. Some stories like the stages. Chicken control is blue. You're the focus, the goal, the other hour soon. Farewell picture, when I forget. Regan chances. What a travel spread. Vibrations in the sky. Purple capturing rhythm highlights. Inspiration search once assumed. To wash murder. Everything takes centuries. Leonardo desires the photography. Visible transition is blue to solid red. 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 You noisy capture birds to get the galaxies. The warm aurora of specific lights. Recognize Venus, storytellers. Road change might have sunsets. Nova and Earth.
Hey guys, it's Axel from Jailbirds.
Hey, my name's Kobara. Hi, this is Shabzi.
Hey there, my name is Rebecca Cappuccini.
This is Maximilian Foy, and you're watching deMars Live.
Hey, I'm Mark McDonald.
Hi, I'm Eugene Connolly.
Hi, my name is Ash Orphan.
Hi guys, I'm Layla Jane.
My name is Stephen Brennan.
Hi, my name is Sina Thiel.
Hi, I'm Martin Eastwood.
Hi, I'm Owen Shelley of Strings and Things.
Hi, I'm Jared James.
Hello humans, I'm Annalisa Furki.
Hi, I'm Tommy Cullen.
Hi, I'm Matthew Redden from Kind.
Hey everyone, my name is Hayley McKay.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Hi, I'm Dario Rodriguez.
Hi, I'm Amy Allen.
Hi, I'm Pigo.
Hey, I'm Hazel Jade Rogers.
Hello, my name is Davina Brady. I'm from the band Sun Shakers.
Hi everybody, Alexi from Fires and EXO Promotions here.
Hi, I'm Jim from Bluefish Stand.
I'm Brew from Blue Sun and Brew Musician.
Hey, it's Barry J. Hughes here. I'm lost.
Hey, I'm Dovely.
And you're watching
deMars Live.
And you're watching deMars Live.
And you're watching deMars Live.
And you're watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Live.
You are watching deMars Live.
You are watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Live.
You are watching deMars Live.
And you're watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Entertainment, one of the most hard-working and genuine guys in Ireland.
Olá, eu sou a Mema e estás a ver o deMars Live.
Now I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I don't even know what year it is. But you are watching deMars Live. Enjoy.
this is Shadowman, and you are watching deMars Live.
Hi, I'm Mick Joyce, and I'm watching deMars Live. It's a life on deMars. There certainly is. Get in there.
I'm John from Cairo Jones, and you're watching deMars Live.
And you're listening to deMars Live, keeping it real, but more importantly, keeping it live.
You're watching deMars Live, where the music is great, the chats are awesome, and the people are sound. So make sure you tune in and enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm David Christie Jones, and you're watching deMars Live.
The wonderful David Christie Jones there at the end. Guys, you're all very, very welcome to another episode of deMars Live. Yes, we are back again. Guys, I haven't quit just yet. No, I have not quit. We are going to keep on going. We're going to keeping on going. Very looking forward to our show today. We've got some great artists as always. See, they're all very, very welcome. Do pop a comment in when you come in. It'd be great to see you there, see who's in the chat. Let me just turn that down a little bit. Yep. So we've got some great stuff on the show today, guys. We have a great show. We have the awesome Jordan Dennis joining us very, very shortly, our first guest today. We've also got the fantastic Late Night Pharmacy, two wonderful artists from the Dublin music scene. Yep. And we're also going to be playing some new music by ROFI James, Soda Blonde, and Brian Barron. Yes. We're also going to be... I think we're going to try out... Who Wants to Win a Few Bob today as well. So it's always good crack because you guys get to be part of it. You guys get to be the audience. We select a phone a friend, which we'll probably just bring on through Discord. And someone's going to pop onto the show and go through all the questions to see if they can win a few bob. So you guys are going to help us decide. And of course, as always, the floor is open to discussion. So if anybody wants to have a chat about something, we do welcome you to pop onto our Discord server. I'm not sure if it's actually on at the moment in the descriptions of this video. But if you are looking to pop on to have a little bit of a chat with us, feel free to pop on. That's what it's all about. Let's take this opportunity to have some great conversations and uncover a bit more about the independent music scene in Ireland. So happy days. Yeah, we get to do this again and every Monday evening, guys, from 6 p.m. Put it in your calendars. We're not going anywhere, especially through the Christmas season, especially through the whole, uncertainty, I suppose, of gigs and the lockdown. We don't know what's really going to happen. So I definitely want to go strong with this and just keep on going, which is, along the journey, because it is really fun and I do enjoy doing this. I really do. So very, very happy that we're back. So I'm going to play our first bit of music today. And this is by ROFI James. So after the success of their single Sorry, ROFI James returned with their latest single Berlin Wall, which I'm going to play for you now in a second. The song was written during Ireland's initial lockdown during the COVID-19 pandemic. Berlin Wall is a song about the desire to escape the monotonous routine and daily troubles of life during the pandemic. I'm sure we can all relate, guys. I'm sure we can all relate to that. So our first bit of music. Oh, that's really funny what I have going on here. I wish you guys could see it, but yeah, I'm just gonna change something around here. Great. So our first bit of trackage is Berlin Wall by ROFI James. Enjoy, guys.
Take my hand, let's go and run. Just jump in my car. I don't care where we are. Let's go and run. Let's go and run. Feels like we're stuck on repeat. Locked in the same old routine. Why don't we get out of here tonight? So take my hand, let's go and run. We'll watch the sunrise by the Berlin Wall. So take my hand, let's go and run. We'll watch the sunrise by the Berlin Wall. I don't care where we are. So let's just jump in my car. I don't care where we are. Let's go and run. Let's go and run. So take my hand. Let's go and run. Let's watch the sun by the Berlin Wall. I don't care where we are. So let's just jump in my car. I don't care where we are. Let's go and run. Let's go and run.
Alright, that was our first bit of music by ROFI James, and that was Berlin Wall, their latest release. They say that Berlin Wall is about getting away from it all, longing for a break from the daily routine that one experiences when one is locked up. Well guys, I think we can all relate to that one. What's the story, Sam? Welcome to deMars Live. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for throwing in a comment there. Guys, don't forget to throw in a comment, let us know that you're there, and thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like the stream as well, subscribe, and share, of course, because we're going to share all of these fantastic independent artists that we have on this show today. So these are all very welcome, guys. We've got some great guests. We've got Late Night Pharmacy, and we've also got Jordan Dennis joining us very shortly. We're going to go through some more new releases, 2 more tracks to go, guys. That first one was ROFI James. Hope you've enjoyed that. Our next one is by the fantastic, guys, if you don't know them by now, you gotta wake up, you gotta sort it out. It's the wonderful Soda Blonde. Yes, absolutely fantastic project, following the release of their debut album, which was this year, Small Talk. Soda Blonde are back with a special stripped back EP, and it's called I Still Have Feelings for You, which was out just there on Friday. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to play the single from the EP called it's the same title as the EP. So all 4 band members, they're seasoned musicians, and they're very young. They've been playing together since their early teens with their previous band, the internationally renowned Little Green Cars. So you might know them from that. Whose seminal debut album skyrocketed to #1 in the Irish charts. They're very big now. They're doing fantastic stuff now in the music scene. So definitely check them out, guys. And by the way, the links to all of our artists today are in the description. So if you are not sure about who you're listening to, you can check them out. And I do sincerely, I do insist you give them a like as well, and follow them. But Soda Blonde, yeah, with their stripped back EP, guys. It's a fantastic EP. Highly recommend you check it out. We're going to play 1 track from it now, and it's called I Still Have Feelings for You. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me just slap it up here. There we go.
1, 2, 3. saw your girl, got a glimpse of the back of her hair. I'm not up to date on any current situations, a waste of conversation. There's one thing on my brain. Oh, I still have feelings for you. Oh, I still can't manage any memory that you come into. Oh, I still get weak out of truth. Oh, I still have feelings for you. Heaven knows I have tried to right my wrongs. Hell knows I won't admit to ever them though. And if you know me like I am, you'll know it's nothing personal. I'm naturally bad. I am just a player and a self-indulgent prayer. I swear to make you stay. And by the way, oh, I still have feelings for you. Oh, I still can't manage any memory that you come into. Oh, I still get weak out of truth. Oh, I still have feelings for you. You decided nothing. You decided nothing. Oh, I still have feelings for you. Oh, I still get married to the memories that you come into. Oh, I still get weak and I use. Oh, I still have feelings for you.
The fantastic Soda Blonde guys with their strip back EP called I Still Have Feelings for You, and that is their single from that EP. They've got some great tracks on there. Tiny Darkness, Choices and Swimming Through the Night are another of the songs featured on that EP. Highly recommend you check out Soda Blonde guys. They're absolutely fantastic, and their album Small Talk, which was released earlier this year, is absolutely unreal. So it's so nice to get like a little bit more of a chill out strip back little collection of songs from them now, especially this time of the year, you know, coming into winter. It's perfect timing. But really happy that they released it. So Soda Blonde guys, yeah, what did you think of that one? Let us know. And of course ROFI James we just had earlier on there. We're going to play one more track of new music and then we're going to bring on our guests. So get your questions prepared guys and ask away. Feel free to interact with us as well while we're chatting in the comment section. And of course don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel and share until your heart's content guys. Because we are sharing all of the magic that is in the independent music scene in Ireland. So you're helping us out by sharing all of these artists. So Brian Barron, our next recent release, with a knack for storytelling and a passion for authentic music. Renowned Irish musician and songwriter Brian Barron is celebrating the launch of his second album with the release of his latest single, Junkie Boy. Junkie Boy is an acoustic lullaby about the world of addiction, dedicated to those who have found themselves on the losing side of the battle. While the term junkie is often portrayed in a negative light, Barron attempts to paint the world of an addict in a lighter tone through the lyrical message of his music. Fair play to you, Brian. Great stuff. Let's whip up Junkie Boy here for you guys. And this is our last bit of music before we have our first guest, Jordan Dennis, on the show, guys. So don't go anywhere. And of course, we've got the fantastic Late Night Pharmacy as well joining us very, very shortly. And then we're going to play a game of Who Wants to Win a Few Bob? Yes, and that's going to be involving you guys as well. So that's always a bit of crack. So stick around for that. And I think we'll close off with a bit of gaming. It's a Monday night, isn't it? So we'll close off with a bit of gaming as well. So I'm going to leave you with... no, that's not the one I'm going to leave you with. Let me see which one I'm going to leave you with. Yeah, this one here. Okay, guys. Junkie Boy by Brian Barron. Here we go.
Junkie boy, where did you go wrong? Walking a bad road for so long. The city is your home and its streets are your bed. At night the concrete is where you lay your head. Up in the morning to get your fix, with hollow eyes and bones as brittle as sticks. Yesterday's childhood seems so far away, those innocent years when you laughed and you played. Junkie boy, where did you go wrong? Walking a bad road for so long. The city is your home, streets are your bed. At night the concrete is where you lay your head. Passers by condemn and they frown. What do they know about being out and down? You're somebody's brother or some other son, but even your family can't forgive all you done. Junkie boy, where did you go wrong? Walking a bad road for so long. The city is your home and the streets are your bed. At night the concrete is where you lay your head.
A nice short tune by Brian Barron, Junkie Boy. And do check out Brian. He's got some great tracks up there on Spotify as well. And obviously this is one of the singles from his upcoming second album. So I look forward to hearing more tracks he'll be releasing along the way. So let us know what you thought of the new music releases this week, guys. Every week we're going to be playing 3 songs. It's not enough, actually. There's so many music releases. My emails are jam-packed with new releases, and unfortunately we don't get a chance to play them all, especially with the little break we had from deMars Live. We're playing a bit of catch up sometimes as well with some of the artists, but as you can see, the Irish music scene never fails to deliver on the quality and quantity of releases that happen on a weekly basis. Is absolutely crazy. So all the radio stations and bloggers, everybody is inundated with music, which is great. It's absolutely fantastic. I just wish that there was even more ways to support these artists. Of course, the links to the artists are in the description there, so give them a follow, give them a like, and support them. I mean, that means a lot to independent artists already. And then if you want to go a step further and you really like them, most of them will have band camps and things like that, where you can purchase merch and you can purchase their songs, or you can even pay as little as €1 to download the song on Instagram. So, you know, that goes a long way. Every purchase for them is just a massive thing. You don't know how much it actually means to them. Even shares and likes, it means the world to them, because you know, there's just not enough support, unfortunately, for the amount of fantastic art that comes out of this country. So that is our new music playlist. All right, so let's bring on our first guest, guys. Yeah, you ready? You ready? Let us know in the chat if you're ready for Jordan Dennis, guys. I met Jordan a couple of years ago, actually, in Shin A. It's been quite a while, so I'm looking forward to catching up with him. and seeing what he's been up to over the past few years. He's an Irish singer-songwriter. He plays guitar. He is a Dubliner who's now residing in Castleblaney. So he just released his debut single back in the end of September called King of the Strings. And I'm going to play that for you today. It's absolutely brilliant. Fantastic track. And I actually met him when he was playing solo. If my memory serves me right now, my memory could be absolutely shot now. But it's great to hear a full band release. Really fantastic energy. So that was recorded in Castleblaney and mixed and mastered in Black Mountain Studios. So he's been honing in his skills over the past few years as a singer-songwriter, and we'll be expecting an EP from him in early 2022. So we're going to have a bit of a chit-chat about that, along with what he's been up to. So please welcome our first guest, guys. Make some love in the chat, guys. Let's give this guy some support. The awesome Jordan Dennis. Yes. There we go. Here he is. Look at him. How's it going, Jordan? Good to see you.
See you.
How's things? How can you hear me okay, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, yeah.
Brilliant, man. Jesus, so when was the last time we spoke, man? It must have been a few years. Like, physically.
I think it was the last time we spoke was at Sinead there along Dublin Quay. It's probably around 2018.
2018. Okay, so
I think, yeah.
About 3 years ago. Yeah, Jesus, it feels like a lifetime ago because of just everything that's happened since then, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's great to hear. Obviously, we're going to chat a little bit more about your single. It was just great to hear the single. It was first time hearing it today, actually, and because I remember we met, and I think you were just a solo musician at the time, was it, or you were just playing by yourself?
Well, at the time, I've been doing covers for years, like, and gigging with bands. And I went to the States with Louise, and I did a few of my own originals over there with a friend, Derek Dempsey. And when I got back, I just said, you know what, I think I really want to give the originals route a proper go this time. So you would have seen me then around Dublin, around the different venues, playing acoustic, playing originals, just testing the waters, and then the last couple of years then I've just been writing, and as you say, the first release then was just September gone.
Fantastic, and a great first release, I have to say. Very powerful, and just hearing the full band as well. Did you bring in a band of musicians for this one, or are they session musicians, or was it in the studio they brought it in? How did that come about?
Yeah, well, I'm still a solo act, so the way I do it is the guitar and the vocals are live, and I create my own bass and drum tracks at home, and so I'd remix them so they're different for every gig, and they vary depending on the different gig. But for the recording itself, I had tracked a drum kind of like approximately what I was looking for, and I got in 2 session players. I got in a drummer, fantastic drummer from Dublin, Donal Bones. And it was Donal then who laid down the drums for the debut single King of the Strings. And it was Jamie Trimble. I believe you know Jamie Trimble.
I know Jamie very well, yeah. Brilliant bassist, yeah.
Fantastic bassist. And it was Jamie then I got in for the session then on King of the Strings, and he laid down the bass. And I suppose, I played in bands for years, and I was just, I was keen to progress as a solo artist, and I needed to obviously find a way then to get that full band sound. So I have the guitars live, of the vocals live, and the bass and the drums are played through the PA system.
Yeah.
And I remix them for every gig. And for years, the politics of being in a band and trying to get things on the road and get things working and rely on people, I was adamant to go forward as a solo man. But as well, the nature of the scene at the moment, the last 2 years, I suppose, with COVID, the fact that you couldn't get into a recording studio, and you couldn't even get into a group, a band, say a group of friends, it just kind of had to work around that. So the drums were recorded remotely in Donald's home studio, and the bass was recorded in Jamie's home studio, and then it was the guitars were here in Castleblaney, and it was mixed and mastered then by James Dark. And so I suppose COVID, the situation really dictate how it all came about, and the whole the recording process.
Yeah.
It wasn't traditional going into a studio together and doing everything together there and then. It was all remote.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, I mean, we do with all the technology we have, we're able to kind of work around all of this madness, which is great. We can still work. It's just perhaps a little less convenient, but it could be a lot worse, I suppose. And you never know. I mean, maybe you're removing the aspect of, like you're saying, I mean, it can be hard to get everybody into the same room sometimes. So it can actually make it easier, right? As you're saying, like, you know, to kind of, you know, people send in tracks separately and at their own kind of deadline, let's say, but you don't have to specifically have them there and then exactly on that day. So it just makes it a little bit easier, I guess, to work with people from time to time with what we're dealing with. But it's interesting you're mentioning, you know, that you started off doing covers and like then you decided to kind of go towards the sort of songwriter route. What kind of made you jump into that actually? Was there like a pinnacle moment where you were like, oh, I feel ready now? Or how do you sort of decide that? Because I've spoken to musicians before that kind of, a lot of musicians actually would pretty much do it that way. You'd start off with covers, but some stick with it a bit longer before they kind of hit into the originals. What was kind of your, where was your mind at when you did that?
Well, yeah, I've been playing the guitar now, coming up 25 years, and for a good portion of that time, I have been writing, you know, starting off just with a few chords, and then as years went by, writing songs. And I suppose I've always gigged in bands, and you know, I've done pub gigs, hotels, weddings, corporate events, and you know, that's all well and good, and it pays the bills, you know, keeps the roof over your head and the clothes on your back. But it comes and goes. The money comes and goes. And I don't know, just 2017, you know, I just said, you know, I felt it's something I needed to do, something that I wouldn't be content moving ahead. At least at that time, I didn't feel I would have been content moving ahead, just gigging and not shining light on the original material, you know. And I think if you're lucky enough and fortunate enough that you kind of have that creative spark, I think you really should nurture that and help it develop along. And so that's what I've been at the last couple of years now, and I'm very pleased now to have my first release out in September there, just gone. But yeah, it was definitely, it was something that just, I felt it was the right time, and I felt it was the right direction to go in.
Do you still do cover gigs as well on the side with that?
Yeah, well that's you know, that's another thing as well. There'll be a lot of bands kind of on the same level as myself at this moment in time, you know, original acts, and they'd be on the up, coming up there, and I'd be in touch with them now, say on my socials like Instagram, and I'd see them say over in the US or over in the UK, and they'd be gigging one of the local town venues, and there might be 3 or 4 bands on the bill, and they're all original bands. But because of the restrictions we have at the moment in Ireland, and I suppose just the nature of the music scene over here in the industry, it's just not the same as it is over in America or the UK at this moment in time anyway. So the way I needed to move forward, and I needed to get this material prepared, and I needed to work a way around it. So I booked gigs anywhere really I could take them. So in Castleblaney now, Castleblaney be known for its love of music, and a lot of the bars around here, they'd be very good music venues in themselves. And so I'd been gigging down at Molly's Bar, and I'd been gigging at the Spinning Wheel, and I'd been playing original material, but I'd also been throwing in a couple of covers, and I was just kind of finding that happy medium where it was like it was my own show, and I was getting to showcase my original material whilst also throwing in a few covers and keeping everybody happy and keeping myself happy. You know, that was the only way really I could do it, because that option there to get on a bill with, say, 2 or 3 other bands just full of original material, with the restrictions at this moment in time, it's not there. So I'm moving ahead gigging where and when I can get them, and it's a mix of covers and originals.
It's great. Yeah, I think it's one of the best ways to really do it, even without restrictions, because I mean you're kind of satisfying, as you're saying, every part of you, and you're also satisfying every part of the listener as well. So people obviously love familiarity, and you know, when you're doing the pub scene, people love to sing along to songs, and they love the nostalgia of listening to songs again that they've known since they were kids, pretty much, you know. So you're giving them those kind of covers, but you're also pretty much upselling your own, which I'm sure are, I guess, in the same sort of realm of the covers, you know. So you'd be like, oh, that song is, you know, not same, maybe same genre, let's say, as what you're playing, so people can relate to it a lot more. So it's a fantastic way to sort of share your music with the world. Yeah, and especially obviously with these restrictions, you got to kind of work with what's the best option, right?
And I think as well, you know, being a songwriter, as you know yourself, the industry's different these days than say it was 20 or 30 years ago. You really have to kind of think about where you're generating your income. And at the moment, you know yourself, with streams, with Spotify, the income's just not there. So I think a lot of the profits to be made from going there as an original musician is from the live show.
Yeah.
So I've been using the opportunity now. I've been gigging since I've been started gigging back there now. As an original act since August just gone, and I've been using every show to kind of really fine tune my live performance and my, you know, just kind of like my how I relate to a crowd and kind of work with a crowd. And so there's that as well, getting that opportunity to kind of really focus on that as well as showcasing the music. You know, you're playing in front of a live crowd, and you know, you never know, each venue, each night is different, and you have to really kind of you know, you have to adjust yourself and your performance to deal with that particular night or the particular crowd you might have that night. You know, if they're quiet or if they're rough and rowdy. You know, so it really it keeps you on your toes as a performer.
Absolutely. There's no better way to learn than just to really do it. One can speculate and prepare all they want, but until you actually step into that venue and start playing, that's where you're really learning. Especially, you could be going to the same venue performing at the same venue for 10 years, and you know, you'll still get surprised. You know, the crowd, you still might get a crowd that's not the same as the other, right? Even if it's on a weekly basis. So that's the amazing thing, I guess, about live music isn't it? It's such a give-take situation, isn't it? It's about the musician, obviously, and you know, and the crowd, which some people kind of forget about. You know, it's like, well, the crowd gives as much as needs to give as much back almost as the musician does. There needs to be almost a balance between that. If there's not, I guess it is sort of the responsibility of the person on stage to somehow navigate that. If they don't, then the gig can go a little bit, you know, it can get a little bit strange, or some songs mightn't fit. So do you do that? Do you change your set around on the fly on stage depending on how you feel? Do you do that often, or are you more kind of a person that sticks to the set list as it is?
No, I change it up. I do change it up now. I play, I'd say when I do a set, it would be anywhere from maybe just over 2 hours to just under 3 hours, depending on the night. But I do change it up depending on the crowd as well. You know, you'd read the crowd, and sometimes I might, you know, if there was a particular song and I was really into it, you know, you'd be out there and you'd be playing, and you might extend that song a bit then, and you'd be out with the crowd and you know, doing a guitar solo or something, and putting on an improv performance right there in front of their table, you know. You would change it. And other nights, then, you know, it would the crowd, you know, it'd be quiet, and they kind of take a bit of convincing to kind of sing along or get into the music, you know. But that's good, because that challenge, then it's as I say, you know, it's a challenge for you to draw them in, and especially with your, like, it's easy enough to do, I suppose, with cover material, but it's that bit harder to do with original material, and having the opportunity then to say, right, here's who I am, here's my music, and trying to basically sell that to them and get them involved. It's a good challenge, like, and I'm delighted now, despite the fact that the situation with COVID and venues being closed and the state of the industry, that I have that opportunity to go out there and to do that. As he says, anywhere I can get it. I was playing in a barn there about a month ago.
No way, in a barn?
In a barn, yeah, in a barn. And
was there any animals, or?
No, the animals were taken out. It was COVID compliant. But there was someone had seen me in a live show, and they wanted to hire me then for, I think, the weekend or the weekend after. And so they had a generator, you know, and just a couple of people there, and the generator went 3 times. So all the power went, you know. And so it's stuff like that you really have to kind of improvise and keep you on your toes, and then you have to change the set, and then you know, so it's a great opportunity that I'm getting this now to learn for next year when the EP comes out, and hopefully more venues are open and the live shows will be a bit further afield.
And mentioning the EP, so I mean we have a cracker of a tune to sort of kickstart the EP. Is this kind of is this kind of the beginning to kind of show us what the rest of the songs will kind of sound like, or will they be this kind of energy that you're bringing us, or is that just kind of the first punchy song and then are you bringing us down a little bit? What's kind of the vibe of the whole EP?
The vibe of the EP, well, it would be all along the theme of, I suppose, the first song, King of the Stream. So that energy is definitely there. I'd say this debut EP would be more of a rock EP. In terms of like my softer songs, I suppose they'll be released too, but they'll come, I suppose, down the line a bit. But this first EP, I wanted to have something with a lot of punch, turn some heads, and as well for the live show, I wanted something with punch so that it would help me to establish myself with I suppose with a bang and kind of get people's attention and then go from there. And once I have their attention, then I can throw in maybe the softer stuff, and I'll have them already then listening, hopefully. So
great. Well, I'm looking forward to it. How many more tracks are we expecting for you to be? Are you going to release them one by one now?
Yeah. Well, I when I was thinking about whether to release an EP album or singles, I wanted to release an EP, but instead of just releasing everything all at once, I said, well, I'll release the EP, but I'll do it in stages as singles. So the first one, King of the Strings, came out there in September, and the second single now, Battle Cry, that'll be out on January 1st, and then the third single will be out in the first week of February, and the final single then will be out on the first week of March. And it's when the final single is released that there'll be physical copies available.
Fantastic.
On the website and at gigs as well.
Great. I think it's a great way to do music now. I know it's kind of now the conventional, isn't it? You're releasing the one, but it kind of surprises me why it wasn't done before. I mean, well, I guess it wasn't done before because we didn't have Spotify and we didn't have all these digital sort of outlets. But it's great because it keeps kind of the artist relevant in a way. Like you can keep promoting yourself. It's like a long-term promotion. You're pretty much promoting yourself now since just before your first EP release, and now up until February, and even a little bit beyond, because you're going to be then releasing the EP as a bulk, which is almost treated as a separate song promotion, if you will. It's like a fifth release even, which is great. So then you're not kind of short on content. You're not blowing off all of your load in one release, which is, I think it's great. I think it really works really well. Artists do it all the time. I think it's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about this tour. I know you're setting up a bit of a fundraiser, is it? Can you let us know a little bit about what's going on with that, and how people can give you a hand with getting some funds for this tour for you?
Yeah, well, I'd marketed kind of like when I released this single. I got back gigging there on the last week of, it was the 24th of August. I got back gigging, and the 24th then of September was when I had the debut release. And so I'd marketed it as like a promotional tour. So I was taking as many venues as possible, whether it be a bar, a hotel, or a barn. And I was going out there and I was showcasing this debut single and letting people know, who I am, what I'm about, and what they can expect to come in early 2020. And I've been in touch with venues and taking bookings now. I think I've got nine, if I can remember correctly, venues booked in to have me now in 2022. And it's kind of like, it's one hand helps the other. Like, I'm getting these gigs, and the venues then, the profits I'm making from these gigs then are going in to fund this debut EP that'll be coming out now in early 22. And I suppose if people would like to support me with this, I'd really appreciate it if they could give us a follow on Spotify and give us a follow on Instagram. That way then, when it comes to releasing the actual EP, then people will they'll know where to find it and maybe pick up a copy if they like as well. It'll also be available at gigs to buy, and I'll be launching, as I said there a month ago, I'll be launching merchandise now in the first week of January, which will be available from my website and my Instagram. So if people want to support me, give us the follow on Instagram, give us the follow on Spotify, and yeah.
That's great. What kind of merch are you thinking of releasing? Or do you want to give us a bit of a taste of what you'll be releasing?
It'll be t-shirts. I suppose that's a standard, really. T-shirts, and the t-shirts will have, so as I said, the EP be coming out as a collection, but the 4 singles, sorry, and the t-shirts will be based around each of those singles. So depending on what design people like, and they purchase a t-shirt, and possibly as well, I'm considering putting lyrics on the t-shirt as well.
Fantastic, great.
And it'll be a limited run too. So I was kind of hoping, well, that might be another incentive maybe, if people do decide to pick up a bit of merch, that they'll know, well, what I'm buying here is a limited edition, say one of so many.
I think it's the best way to go, really, especially because you don't want to, it costs money to make this stuff, you know what I mean? So it's almost more enticing as well, and that way you're kind of getting a limited edition Jordan Dennis t-shirt. Tell us a little bit about what kind of artwork and stuff like that. Do you have an art designer doing the artwork for the EP? And
well, my father, Cormac Dennis, he's a renowned Irish artist in his own right, and I wanted to commission my father to do the artwork for the debut single, but he had a solo exhibition there, which is just ending now tomorrow at the Seamus Ennis Centre, just a shout out there in Dublin. But he was just too busy, so I says, right, I need to find another way around this. So I actually created the artwork for the debut single myself. So the man on the horse with the guitar, I created that myself. And for this second single now, Battle Cry, I'm not an artist, I'm a musician, so I wanted to commission a proper artist to do some work for me. So I contacted a chap, and I gave him an idea of what I was looking for, and I drew a sketch, like a rough draft of what I was looking for, and he got back to me then within a couple of days, and we just kind of went back and forth, and I finally settled on some artwork now. So yeah, so you can expect like professional artwork on the merchandise, and I think it's pretty cool looking. I think if people be into it, they might be interested in picking up a t-shirt or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think the artwork already for the first single was fantastic, and the fact that you did that is brilliant. Fair play to you. I mean, you do have to be a man of many hats, or a person of many hats, really, don't you? Like being in the music industry, in the independent music industry, of course. Booking your own gigs, having to do your own social media content creation, and then sometimes creating your own artwork, and but you also have the opportunity as well at the same time to employ others as well in the industry, like for example the guys in the studio on Black Mountain, and you're saying you're commissioning somebody to do the artwork. I mean, like this is the beauty of it all, isn't it? The fact that we all get to actually work together and help each other out, and also perhaps uncover our own hidden talents, you know what I mean? As artists, you mightn't think that, oh, I'm not an artist, but you end up making something fantastic that works ultimately. So it's an amazing journey, isn't it, being a musician, I have to say. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you definitely you do, I've been in touch with artists, videographers, mixing engineers, you definitely, it's one side of the industry helping out the other. And as you say, you meet all these people and you get these professional and personal connections a lot of the time, as I said with Jamie and with Donal, the 2 session players I got in for this debut single, I was very, very happy working with them. So I decided to stick with these guys, and these are the chaps now that are playing on the next couple of singles. So it's about, you take people in, and you help each other, and you create employment for each other, I suppose. You create work for each other, and it's definitely about, there's definitely that aspect of helping each other.
And let us know, you mentioned as one of the talking points to speak a bit about health and music. So do you want to elaborate a little bit on that and tell us a little bit about what you mean by that?
Yeah, well, the last couple, since I've done this release now, I've done a few interviews on radio and podcasts, and I got a chance to speak about the music and the EP, but I didn't get a chance to speak about the music within healthcare, which is something that I thought I might like to bring up this evening with yourself. So apart from being a musician, when I'm not gigging, I've always subsidized my living with something else, and through university and school and whatnot, it was usually bar work. But these days now, when I'm not out gigging or teaching guitar, I work as a healthcare assistant. And for the last 2 years, yourself with the pandemic, it's been very tough and very traumatic on everybody, particularly those on the front lines in the industry. But I wanted to speak about it because for that 2 years when I wasn't gigging, I was very fortunate in that I got to bring in my guitar and play for for the residents that were in my care, and that really kind of kept me going musically throughout that lockdown. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of acknowledge that, because it's something I never really speak about, but I'm very grateful for that opportunity to have been able to do that.
Yeah, wow. I mean, so you're a healthcare assistant. Only 2 years ago, you went into that, and then all of a sudden, like, you're faced with a pandemic. I mean, what are the flipping odds for yourself to go through that? I'd say it's been absolutely mad for you. Has it been?
It has, yeah, it has. You know, and it's affected me a lot. But what doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, and you come out at the other side. Yeah, no, it has been a mad time. It still is a mad time, but I'm very thankful that I had that to keep me going as well, because I can't imagine if I was just gigging. A lot of my mates, a lot of my mates that are in bands and songwriters, for that 2 years, they weren't gigging, they weren't doing anything really musically other than maybe writing at home, doing demos at home. As I said, you couldn't even get into a studio. So having that opportunity to kind of to work on my music within the spectrum of healthcare, as in music therapy, I was really grateful for that. And it's something that now we're coming out of the pandemic, but now that we're kind of at this point of the pandemic, it's something that I'm definitely going to pursue, music therapy, hopefully now at an academic level.
Fantastic. That's great to hear, man, and fair play to you as well for doing something like that. I mean, you're given a piece of yourself really to assist people, and it's an amazing thing to do. It just shows compassion and empathy, that there's something that you wanted to obviously do to assist, and there you are, and you obviously saw the effects on how your music was helping people overcome these traumas, as you're saying, people being absolutely traumatized, because we don't see it. We don't see what it's like in there for healthcare workers. Like, thank God, touch wood, I've never had to go to the hospital to see. You only hear stories, but to be there face to face with it, I'm sure that's something different. To actually have to live through it, and obviously being on the bad end of it as well. But fair play to you, man. So you're going to be studying. Are you thinking of doing a degree, or how does one kind of get in? Let's say somebody's interested in what we're speaking about here. How would you kind of advise them as a musician?
There are, it's something, again, I've only started to look into myself, but there are diplomas, and as far as I know, there's also a master's course you can do in music therapy. So it's something I'm only kind of looking at now, but for the last 2 years, it's something that I've been doing both up here in Monaghan and down in Dublin, the music therapy. So it's just really kind of ignited that fire to kind of pursue it now. As I said, I've always balanced my subsidise my living between music and something else, and being a healthcare assistant and a musician, I think now this kind of this third thing now of music therapy, it kind of really fuses the two together well. And I enjoy doing both of them a lot. So when you enjoy something, it's I think it's worth pursuing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's fantastic. Listen, Jordan, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. We're going to play your song, King of the Strings, of course. But before we let you go, is there anything else you'd like to close off with? Anything we might have missed, or anything you'd like to say to the viewers in the chat?
Yeah, well, I'd like to thank yourself, first of all, Dave, for having us on the show. Lovely speaking to you again. And if people want to support me, I'd really appreciate if they could give us a follow on Instagram, a follow on Spotify. Because you have people then following you, and when you do release something, the people are aware of it. So it really helps out like an independent songwriter like myself. So I'd really appreciate that.
100%, Jordan. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure re-meeting you again. I hope to actually meet you physically again soon. Hopefully it won't wait another 4 years, I guess, but it's always nice the way we can just reconnect at any stage and just pick it off where we left it off, isn't it? The beauty of technology. Listen, I wish you the very best, man. You're an absolute legend. Thanks so much for popping onto the show tonight, and do stay in touch with all of your next releases. I'd love to help you out on them as well. So take it easy, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, Dev.
See you, brother. Bye-bye. The awesome Jordan Dennis, guys. The link is in the bio if you want to check him out. I'm going to play his King of Strings, his debut release. Enjoy, guys.
He rode into town with a 6
That was the fantastic Jordan Dennis and his debut release. Do check it out, guys. That song is called King of the Strings. It's out on Spotify now, so do check it out, guys. It was released on the 24th of September, and we are expecting a track on the 1st of January and another one in February. And it's going to tie up a nice EP for him, his debut EP, guys. The link to Jordan's Instagram is in the description, so go there now, guys, and give him a follow. He's an absolute legend. And of course, that was Jamie Trimble, our very own JJ on bass as well, who we love very much. And you can actually hear a bit of Jamie there. Definitely Jamie's genre. So fair play to you, Jordan, for bringing together such a great group of musicians and in the wonderful Black Mountain Studios, guys. We're going to be joined by the fantastic Late Night Pharmacy in a couple of seconds. But before we are joined by them, we just have a little commercial break.
Why would one man be linked to so many powerful people? What does he have to hide from the world? What does he have to offer to these rich people who he serves like a slave? He loves the government. He loves the Pope and Spider-Man. Look at him there. Oh.
You have the answers, Keto. You have the answers. I want to believe, but you have them. Keto knows about the whereabouts of Carol Baskin's husband, but he's keeping it secret because it's part of the underground lizard people. He has the secrets, and I want to know the truth. The truth. The truth! Where were you when Kennedy was shot, Keto? Who caused the COVID outbreak? Why? How much is a packet of cigarettes? How did they get the fig in the fucking fig roll? Who's the real leader of the Freemasons, Keto? I know you know. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, is 9/11 an inside job, Keto? Does your dad sell Avon? Answer me! You have the answers. You are the all-seeing eye, Keto. You can't fool me. You know that I know that you know that I know. You are the all-seeing eye. Keto!
Yeah, it was Keto in the end, guys. There we go. Keto in the chat. What's the story, Keto? Archie gave it to me, man. Archie said I could use it for the show, so there you go. Your secret's exposed. I'm really sorry to say that, man. But look, we're all about the truth here on deMars Live. And yous are all very, very welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning into the show. That was our first guest, Jordan Dennis. We had our new releases, tracks today by ROFI, James, Soda Blonde and BARRON. The links are in the description if you want to check out those artists. I highly recommend it. We're going to be joined by the Late Night Pharmacy now in a second, and afterwards we're going to play Who Wants to Win a Few Bobs, so do stick around for that, guys. I'm absolutely delighted to be here this evening, guys. Every Monday night at 6 p.m. with deMars Live, supporting Ireland's independent artists and beyond. Yes, we go all over the world, guys, because we're live on the internet. So we're all over the place. We're all over the place. So I'm absolutely delighted, guys. So without further ado, guys, I really want to introduce our second guest, Late Night Pharmacy. They're an alternative rock band from Dublin. Lead guitarist Fionn Murray formed the band in 2017, and he's going to join us now very shortly with Robert and Michael. At the beginning of 2020, the band underwent some lineup changes, adding Robert on lead vocals and rhythm guitar and Michael on bass. They were one of 4 Irish acts selected to participate in the Tilt development deal in collaboration with Totally Irish 98 FM, the Sound Training Centre and Button Factory. It afforded the band an opportunity to record 2 singles in Sun Studios, and they were also awarded a recording grant as part of the music industry stimulus package. So we're going to chat a bit about that. We're going to be chatting about their recent singles. They're absolutely fantastic singles they released this year, guys. So we're going to play a single as well. And I'm just delighted to be chatting to them. I believe we've worked together before, so I'm going to just confirm that, because so many artists have come through the doors of deMars Entertainment, so it'd be great to catch up with the guys and see what their plans are for the future. So please welcome Fionn, Robert and Michael to the show, guys. Let's see if we can fit them all into the studio. This is always the trickiest part, is getting everybody on that chair. Yeah, it's hard to fit everybody on, isn't it? It's always like that. What's the story, guys? How's it going?
How you doing?
Hey, good, thanks.
Great. I can hear you all loud and clear. I just need to fit you onto the old studio couch. It's always a little bit tricky when we've more people, but it's always more fun when you've more people. So I'm glad you's all joined. So who are we missing? Are we missing a member, or do we have everybody?
Yeah, our drummer Jordan, he recently left the band. He's been playing with us since 2018, but he's from Canada originally, and he decided to move back to Canada with his wife. So we're now down one man.
Those wives are dangerous, aren't they?
The old Yokos.
Yeah, they don't seem to paint a great name for themselves in the music industry. But no, that's great. It's great to have 3 of you here, guys. I'm excited to chat to you. One thing I wanted to check: did you guys played in? Was it the Check-In or Speakeasy before, or am I just completely? Is that not true?
I don't remember ever playing Check-In. I don't know if you guys ever did.
I might have mixed yous up with another band, but it's great to meet yous then. So that's the first time we've met each other, right? I haven't met you guys before.
That I'm aware of, no.
There we go. Well, happy days. It's always nice to meet musicians that I thought I had met before, but I had not met before. But now we get to actually meet each other. So there we go. I think that makes sense. But welcome, guys. We got Fionn, we got Robert, and we got Michael here with us today. So do you just want to go around actually, just because we have a couple of yous in, so we can start with Fionn. If you just want to just give yourselves an introduction, so the guys can get to know yous a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'm Fionn. I'm the lead guitar player, and I started the band in 2017, and I'm the only person left from when it was started. So I played with a couple of different drummers and singers and so on. And yeah, these guys joined last year in 2020. So you guys go on now.
Yeah, I'm a fire ahead there, Michael.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm Michael. I play bass in the band. I'm from Belfast originally. I joined January 2020, so just a couple months before the pandemic started. Yeah, not a great time to join, really. But
yeah,
yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, I'm Rob. I'm the singer, and I joined. What was it, July 2020?
July, yeah.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
So yeah, I'm the latest edition. But yeah, I joined during the pandemic actually, but so that was about a year and a half ago now. So Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, geez. And didn't that year and a half fly by? And yeah, crazy. It's kind of like it flew by, but it's just so hard to make time sense of it all, really. But I'm sure you guys stayed productive as just kind of coming into the band. And Fionn, Jesus, fair play to you for sticking with that. I know it can be tough to sometimes pin down musicians, and I mean, especially during a pandemic. So fair play to you for obviously for keep on going, and also releasing some fantastic tracks along the way as well, guys. You didn't really it didn't feel like you took a pause at all. You know what I mean? You seem to just been, you know, writing, releasing, which is fantastic. It was great just going back through your catalogue and some fantastic tracks, and just kind of getting to know your sound a little bit as well. Fionn, do you want to run through, I guess, just a little bit of kind of like how it's been, I suppose, introducing two brand spanking new members close to the same time, sort of during the pandemic? Like, what was kind of going through your head, and what were kind of your plans during that time? I know it was kind of everything was up in the air, but you still kept going.
Yeah, I mean, it was very strange because, as Michael said, he joined in January, and then like 2 months later, everything shut down, and they had the 2-kilometer travel limit, and so we were all, you know, living in different areas, so we couldn't even like get into our practice space because it was outside of that radius. So it was sort of like immediately after Michael joined, it was like, okay, we can't practice for a while. So I was just trying to keep myself busy during that time, just kind of playing guitar and working on new songs and chord progressions and things. And then when Rob joined, I think we were kind of able to practice again, and there have been a few moments where, like, a few times where they brought the 5K restriction in again, and then we had to kind of stop for a bit. But it was a kind of piecemeal, kind of stop and start. It was a bit frustrating at times, but we kind of did the best we could under the circumstances, I think.
And I'm sure, did you have already like a repertoire of songs sort of prepared already to kind of show the guys, and how much did you guys write together? How's that kind of process?
I guess, yeah, like we had a fair few songs kind of lined up. Like there's some of the songs we released the last year, which I think, Fionn, you've had for years, right? Like kind of just sitting in your back pocket and stuff, like. And then, like, in terms of the writing process, like, it varies quite a lot from song to song, but definitely, like, the core team is Fionn and Rob, for sure, you know? Like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, during the pandemic, like, some of it was done just sending, you know, like, DAW files to each other and stuff, like, yeah, doing everything in MIDI first and all, you know?
And are you meeting up, obviously meeting up now, you're down a drummer now, which is a shame. Are you guys looking for a drummer? What are you just hunkering down and writing and recording?
Yeah, well, before Jordan left, we recorded the drums for our next single. So our plan now is to finish off recording that. So recording the rest of the instruments and the vocals, and then hopefully release that in the new year. We haven't really started. Oh, we lost Rob there. We haven't started like actively looking for new drummer just yet, but
great. I'll keep an eye out. I'm a drummer myself, so whenever I see that post, I might tag along, which is audition. But yeah, no, I mean, I really enjoyed the tracks. Your latest two releases, Lysenko and Slacktivist. Am I pronouncing Lysenko correctly?
Lysenko, yeah.
Lysenko, yeah, fantastic tracks. Very kind of, you know, like very driving and almost, I don't want to say aggressive because that sounds negative, but just like there's a lot of power in it. Is that something that sort of stemmed out of sort of the lockdowns and things like that? What was kind of the meaning behind these last 2-3 tracks? Were they kind of relative to where we are sort of as a society, or did they just come out that way?
Yeah, Lysenko, I think I wrote that in 2019, 2019. So that was before the pandemic. I think Slacktivist was kind of during, and yeah, it was. I think Slacktivist is kind of just a sort of reaction to sort of, I don't know, how frustrated I feel using social media, and you know, just the constant barrage of repetitive buzzwords and catchy slogans you see on social media all the time. So.
Yeah. But that probably got worse during the pandemic. people being mad on social media, I suppose.
Well, that's all they had, I guess, isn't it? They couldn't take it out on their coworkers because
yeah,
or in the gym, right? The gyms were closed and everything, so it was a heightened sense of sort of aggression online for sure. And then these buzzwords, as you're saying as well, which I mean pretty much have been used for many years anyway in mainstream media, but then we're seeing them a lot more prevalent, especially during the COVID. But it's just interesting because it really did capture sort of the kind of era we're in, which I thought maybe there was a nice kind of relativeness between both of them. Like, but really enjoyed those two tracks. Definitely stood out for me. But you guys were awarded the music industry stimulus package, so congratulations on that. Fair play to you. I know it wasn't easy to go through the whole application process, and you know it's always a little bit of stress having to fill out all these, you know, all this information and stuff. But that, I guess, gave you a bit of I'm sure Fionn gave you a bit of drive to sort of get recording and things like that. And tell us, like, how was that process, out of curiosity? Like, how was that for you, sort of applying for something like that? I mean, was it an absolute head wreck, or would you recommend artists to go for something like that?
Yeah, I'd say whenever an opportunity like that presents itself to apply for it, and I filled out a couple of other grant application forms, and I found the MISP one comparatively straightforward, actually. The most kind of complicated thing was just sort of getting the financials sorted, so we had to get quotes from our producer and that. But aside from that, it was fairly straightforward, and there was huge demand for it, as we saw. There was, like, I don't know, 14,000 or 1,400 applications or whatever it was. So just it was really kind of inspiring. Just that shows the Irish music industry is in rude health, I suppose you could say, that there's so much demand for funding like this.
Yeah, it's a shame that there's only so much that they could really take on, but it also shows kind of how much you must have impressed them, I suppose, with your music as well as sort of your organisation skills. Because Fionn, of course, I'm assuming you are the sort of band leader, obviously, you know, starting the band and organising everything. It takes a lot of, you know, as I was speaking with Jordan there, it's you need to be a man of many hats, really, but also as well to see sort of the strengths in your band as well, to kind of see, like, allow your band members to take on certain roles. And do you sort of take on all of those kind of admin roles and stuff like that, or is it kind of like, does Michael or Robert come into play as well outside of sort of the actual music part?
Yeah, well, I do the Instagram, and Rob does the TikTok, and Michael does the Twitter. So we try to we try to divvy it up.
Oh, that's very democratic of you. I mean, you just pick a social network each, which definitely eases a bit of the strain, which is great. So I think Robert must be the most modest singer, I guess, I've ever met, because he's has his mic on mute as well. Usually the singer's the loudest in the room, but he's extremely modest. But tell us a bit about the lyrics, Robert. Was it yourself that's kind of writing most of the lyrics, or you guys kind of chipping in a little bit? How does kind of the lyric process go for you guys?
Fionn, as well as doing the Facebook and the Instagram and all the admin and all the forms, does the majority of the lyrics as well, actually.
Great.
I'd say majority. Well, me and Fionn kind of split it, like, I might write a draft of something and Fionn might write a second draft of it, or Fionn just might have an entire song, like for example, like Saint Go, he had that fully ready to go and written before I even joined. Or Fionn, in some cases, me or Fionn might come up with a concept and the other one might actually get the lyrics out of it. So it's pretty back and forth, but it's pretty good. I think it's working pretty well this last year anyway. I don't know what Fionn thinks the same. Or...
Yeah, no, I think Rob wrote the kind of the first draft of the lyrics for Grass Eating Boys and for Relapse. Then we kind of tossed it back and forth, and both chipped in. So I think it's quite democratic for the most part.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So you are mentioning you have already a song on the way, and then how are you planning sort of the future ahead now? I know you're still waiting to decide on a drummer now, but have you already got kind of an idea of sort of the next songs after this one, which ones they'll be, or are you still kind of working that part out?
I think we have plenty of songs in the mix to lay down. I guess it's a case of finding a new drummer is probably the biggest priority, and then finding a way to record the songs, because of course the last 5 were recorded for free, which was pretty handy. But yeah, that was the next steps.
Yeah, great. I mean, and they were recorded in Sun Studios, right?
So the two for Tilt were recorded in Sun Studios, and then for the 3 songs we recorded with the Stimulus package, they were recorded in Bluebird Studios.
Oh, okay, I haven't heard of Bluebird Studio. Whereabouts is that?
It's just kind of on the Kildare border. Is it?
Yeah, it's like in the middle of nowhere, kind of.
Great.
It's really nice too.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a perfect place for a studio, isn't it? Kind of, you just get a bit of fresh air into you. You can have a little stroll around, I'm sure, in between songs and things like that. That's fantastic. So that's great. Now I'm looking forward to the upcoming track, and as you guys say, you have a lot there in the pipeline with regard to songs already written. I mean, what are you guys looking for in a drummer? Like what to let us know, like what's an ideal drummer for you guys?
Yes, someone who.
Sorry, yeah, what no, after you.
I mean, maybe the bassist should speak, yeah, because the he has to sit. He has to be closest to him, right?
I think like one of the best things in a drummer is someone who learns songs fast, or at least learns like the basic structures of songs fast. Like, so if you get like someone who can just get the general kind of gist of the song quick, then it makes it so much easier to kind of like work out everything else and rehearse it and everything, you know. Like, and yeah, Jordan, like our old drummer, he was really good at that. Like, he could pick up stuff real quick, you know. So yeah, awesome. It's definitely a big plus. Yeah.
I think Jordan, when our old drummer, when he was growing up, he played in a lot of like punk bands. But then he'd been playing for a few years with like a hip hop band in Canada called Midwest Mindset. And we have some of the kind of faster driving songs like Lysenko and Slacktivist, but we also have some kind of more laid back kind of pop songs. So he was a kind of a perfect fit for that, because he can do the aggressive stuff, the aggressive fast paced stuff, and also the kind of more laid back swing kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. And so you guys played a gig in the Button Factory with Afterbliss, and is it Regera? Is it, or Ragera?
Button Factory was Regera, and then Afterbliss was in Whelan's.
Oh, fantastic. So when were those gigs? Were they this year, or were they before the pandemic?
Yeah, the Button Factory was in September, and then the Whelan's show was in October.
Brilliant. Yeah, and how was it kind of being back on stage after first time on stage together as a band, was it?
Yeah.
How was that for you guys? How was that experience being back?
Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah, it was really good. Like the one in the Button Factory, I was like a bit kind of apprehensive, I suppose, before, because it was seated, and I didn't know, like, will a seated gig be fun, you know? But people seemed to enjoy themselves, you know, like. And then the one in Whelan's, like, it was in the upstairs venue, like the wee tiny one, which was nice. So there wasn't like a huge amount of people there, but like it felt like it was like a lot of energy, you know. Everyone was like shoved in. Like, it was really cool.
Yeah, it's nice to have that contrast, I guess, as well. You got a big open venue, and then you've got something a little bit more sort of communal in a way. And Fionn, how was that for yourself then as well, then as sort of someone that's been surely quite patient, I suppose, through all of this, and then to be able to blast out 2 gigs? How was that feeling for you?
It was fantastic. It was one of those things where you didn't realize how much you missed it until you're back on stage, and then you're like, oh, just the rush of adrenaline you get when you start playing a song is just, nothing compares to it. It was incredible. And yeah, it was strange playing for a seated audience, because you expect that for, like, I don't know, like a Frank Sinatra cover band or something like that, but we're not kind of band where people be sitting down, but actually people were singing along, people were having a good time. So there's a really good energy in the Button Factory, especially, I thought.
Awesome. And Robert, what about yourself as sort of the front man, or as the vocalist? Like, how was that for yourself to be kind of like almost kind of exposed, right? You're kind of just there first time with this band. And how was that for yourself, kind of leading that sort of vocal?
Yeah. Sorry, my internet was dropping off slightly there, but I'm back now. But the 2 gigs were deadly. The first one, obviously, being a way bigger stage, big lights show and all that. And but yeah, as you Sean mentioned there, it was seated at about 100 people, but the energy was still deadly. And yeah, there was lots of room. And then the second one being a lot smaller, kind of brought different energy. Like we were a lot closer together, but it was a bit like tighter, I would say. But both were really good experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, both great venues, I have to say. Anyway, so you're gonna get great sound engineers and great gear and we kind of had the similar thing with my project. We played Whelan's main stage first, and then we did Tolka House, which was kind of a more sort of, it was more wholesome, we were saying, you know, it was just kind of nice. There was no stage at all even.
My granddad used to own Tolka House.
No way. Well, there you go.
in Drumcondra.
Yeah, Glasnevin, is it Drumcondra? Glasnevin, yeah. No way. Why'd he sell it? It's a great place.
He just died, and then my dad, like years ago. Yeah, my dad and all my uncles must have just sold it on. But I'll tell my dad you played in it.
Yeah, do we literally just played on the weekend there? So small. So it just goes to show how small like Dublin is, really. How we're all just like connected in some way. And I'm sure we've met in some fashion, even if we just brushed shoulders through a venue. I'm sure we've probably. Yeah, I'm sure we have. Like that's what I love about this scene. Is just like everybody pretty much kind of there's always a link, you know, you can make with somebody. You're never a complete stranger, which is what the beauty is of this industry. And I guess speaking about the industry, like I don't know if you guys delve into it too much, and we don't have to chat about it, but I guess, you know, there's so many beautiful things in the industry as well, but there's also a lot of challenges, I guess, you know. And I guess Fionn maybe, and guys feel free to weigh in as well, but I'll ask Fionn this one as sort of like being an instigator and just like myself, I guess. You know, there are some challenges we face as musicians, and is there any kind of advice you might have, or any kind of challenges that you think could be sort of overcome, I suppose, as an independent artist? You know, is there anything you think that could be done better, or if there's any kind of personal stories or anything you'd like to share with us? Because we do, a lot of musicians do tune in and watch this show, so it's great to hear some feedback from like active musicians.
I suppose one bit of advice I often give to like young musicians who want to start a band is that they're always really keen to get a song up on SoundCloud or on Spotify or on Bandcamp, and they kind of think like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's really cheap and rubbish. I just want to have something up there. But like, I think oftentimes you're better off kind of waiting. Kind of like giving your songs a bit of gestation time before rushing into the studios as soon as you can. You're better off kind of like playing your song and practicing it a little bit before you just run straight into the studio and record something that sounds kind of bad, because you only have, like, you know, it's like cliche, but you only have one opportunity to make a first impression. The first impression, if you start a band and the first thing people hear is like a really natty kind of bedroom demo, they'll be turning off when you come back with a second song, which sounds a lot more professional and more polished. So I would always encourage, you know, musicians to be patient and not just record something really cheaply in a friend's living room or something, but actually take the time to prepare your song and record it properly.
Great advice, because I mean that usually you will relate that branding even visually that you remember, so whatever the band name is and that sound, you know, we remember sound so well, and those two together and that comparison can stick forever even after there's new fresher and better recorded releases. So yeah, great advice. What about yourself, Michael? Do you have anything off the top of your head that comes to mind? You can pass. It's a bit of a weird trick shot question. But I like to throw in some into the mix just to kind of keep things a bit interesting.
I don't have that much advice. Maybe like one thing would be to try and play live as much as you can when you're starting out, you know, before actually recording anything as well. You know, like it's a good way to kind of like refine and polish your songs and everything. Like,
absolutely, yeah. I was speaking to Jordan earlier as well, and we were just talking about like he plays live a lot. He does a lot of covers as well, but like every crowd is different no matter what, you know, and you might be playing the same venue for years and you can still be surprised or get a different vibe every evening. So the more you do that, the more sort of accustomed you get to sort of the variation of the sort of crowd energy. You know, it's never just one person or anything, but it's the accumulative crowd. So that can actually be jarring or can catch you off guard if you're not used to sort of the ups and downs of what a crowd can bring. And what about yourself, Robert?
I actually agree a lot with Fionn's advice about songs potentially. Like you could have the guts of a song finished in a day or two, but if you let it if you let it gestate for a month or so, it could seriously improve like an extra 10-20%. So that's kind of advice I would give as well.
Awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic, guys. And tell us, are you guys going to be packaging these releases into an album? What are kind of the future plans, I suppose, with these fantastic singles you are releasing? What is kind of the agenda for that?
We hadn't really thought about it. In the end, well, I can't speak for the guys, but I wasn't completely happy with the audio quality of the two Tilt songs. So if I was going to release them on like an album or an EP, I'd probably record them again, or maybe get them remixed or something. But I was very happy with the sound quality of the 3 songs we recorded in Bluebird. So potentially I could see us in the future maybe releasing those on a little limited run of CDs or tapes or something like that.
And what about gigs and things? I know it's kind of dangerous almost to plan a gig these days. You just don't know what's going to happen. But do you have any plans for any live shows?
Right now, I think the focus is just on finishing this last song we recorded with Jordan before he left, and then, I mean, of course, I would love to play shows again, but I don't want to like commit to anything until we have a drummer we can rely on, a stable lineup.
Yeah. And what was it actually? What was a memorable live show for you guys? Actually, just touching on live shows, what was kind of a live show that I know you guys obviously only played 2, but maybe obviously if you've played in any previous projects, but Fionn, do you have any that sort of stand out for you that were kind of just like, wow, yeah, that was a one of a kind experience?
Yeah, for me, I think Jordan would probably say the same thing. We supported Dahi in what's called the Sound House.
Oh yeah, the Wiley Fox is downstairs, isn't it?
Yeah,
and then you got
exactly,
Sound House upstairs. Yeah, with Fluttertone, was it?
No, that was actually it was a gig put on by I think it's like the Trinity Postgrad Society or something like that. So they just booked Dahi for a show, and then we were supporting him. And that was a really great gig. I really enjoyed that so much. The place was packed out, and it was a bunch of kind of international postgrad students, and like they didn't never heard of us before, but like they just really enjoyed it, and they were singing and dancing, and it was really great atmosphere, really great vibe.
It's great playing at a gig actually where you're actually supporting somebody, and the guys they won't know you, but then getting a response from them is actually fantastic, isn't it? Because they're not expecting to know what to hear, and half the time people don't do their research and check on who's playing on the bill, unfortunately. But then to get a great response like that, because it's fresh ears, right? That's the first time hearing you, so that says a lot about your live performances. And what about yourself, Michael? Have you got out of the 2 gigs that you've played in the band, but are there any other, I guess, live gigs that you've sort of performed that are, or it could be the 2 recent, whatever you...
I mean, the 2 recent were like definitely the best ones. But I played in a band in Scotland for a few years, and I played like a lot of quite weird gigs to like empty rooms with them. The first show we played was like, it was like this open mic night at this like horror themed pub in Edinburgh, and there was like a stag party in, and they kept on like heckling us and shouting at us and stuff.
Wow.
And it's crazy, for like my first show, like it was pretty terrifying already, but then
wow,
it just got even weirder,
First show and just getting a stag party.
We got heckled.
That's unlucky. That is unlucky. Yeah. I don't think it happened too often here, I guess. Yeah, there is this sort of like almost respect, I suppose, for artists. I mean, I like to think, although you can be surprised depending on what time you're playing at in the evening, right? I mean, when bars start opening later. But maybe I guess the cover artists will be heckled more because they play more often, and people shouting feckin' Wagon Wheel and Freebird and stuff at them all night, or Sex on Fire. I'm sure it gets a bit old after a while, but that's a shame it was your first gig. That's crazy. How long are you in Dublin then, in that case then? How long are you in the Dublin music scene?
About 3 years now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so a decent amount of time.
Yeah. Is there much difference? I mean, is it in Scotland? Like, what's the music scene over there? You were saying you dabbled a little bit, but is there any kind of distinct comparisons you can make?
there's not like a great one in Edinburgh where I was, to be honest. In Glasgow, it would be like a lot more active, for sure. But I think, I mean, the music scene in Dublin's really good. Like, there seems to be a lot of activity going on.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's
yeah, like
huge.
I mean, it like I guess in Ireland, like it does seem musicians are like a bit more respected. Like it's a bit more of a central part of the culture, you know.
Yeah, absolutely,
absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, no, and it's great to have you know, the musical schools as well that have opened up recently, and it just allows people to kind of go the musician route in a sort of more quote unquote kind of official way. Not that I really agree that that is an official way, so to speak. It can be or can't be, but it sort of officiates it in society a little bit more. You know what I mean? So they're kind of seen more as serious things, which does assist then with sort of everybody involved in it, whether they go to the school or not. And what about yourself, Robert? Any kind of memorable gigs? Any heckling or any of that kind of stuff?
No, I'd say that the two this year are the most memorable. Probably Button Factory, I'd probably put as the most kind of memorable moment. Definitely, just the kind of size of it and the kind of grandiose nature of it was deadly. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't actually played. I haven't played the Button Factory yet. So it's definitely a fantastic venue. So fair play to you for getting a booking in that venue. And listen, I wish you the very best. In finding a new drummer, guys. I really hope you find the perfect match that fit all the criteria, and I'm looking forward to your next release. Did you give us a date for that one? Actually, what date? I know you only had a release not too long ago, right? But when are you expecting the next release? Did you mention that?
We haven't booked studio time or anything like that to record the rest of the instruments, so it's very up in the air. I'm hoping maybe March or April next year, but it could be later.
Yeah.
Great. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to it. I'm rooting for you guys, and it's a pleasure to meet you, by the way. I don't know how I thought we met before. It must have been a glitch in the Matrix or something, or the Mandela effect or something like that happening in my brain. But it's always great to meet people, and do stay in touch, you know, and keep sending me EPKs and updates whenever you have them. And we'll be getting deMars magazine hopefully running back up again to start writing articles again. But it was a pleasure to have you on the show, guys. And I'm going to play Lysenko, if I'm saying that correct now, finally. I am saying that right. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for popping on the show. Is there anything you want to sort of close off with? Anything you want to say that we might have sort of omitted? Anything you'd like to mention?
I just say thanks for having us on, you know, like it was really nice of you.
My pleasure, guys. It's always great to meet new people and new musicians. So great stuff, guys. So listen, the very best of luck, and I'm sure I'll see you around the music industry at some stage, hopefully in person next time, right, or in a venue. That would be great.
Yeah,
definitely.
Awesome. Cool. Guys, well, listen, take care of yourselves, have a great week, chat to you soon.
Thanks for having us. Cheers.
See you later. Bye. Alright, guys, that was the awesome Late Night Pharmacy. I'm going to play their track Lysenko. Don't go anywhere, we're going to be playing some Who Wants to Win a Few Bob.
Genetics is no way to inspire the proletariat.
Alright guys, that was the awesome Late Night Pharmacy with Lysenko, their most recent release. They've got some other fantastic singles up on there on Spotify, guys. They've got singles such as Grass Eating Boys, Relapse, Slacktivist, and many, many more, guys. So definitely check those boys out. Great to get to know them. Great to chat to new musicians, guys. Absolute pleasure. There they are in the chat. Great chatting to you guys. Great getting to know you. Thanks for popping onto the show. And their link is in the description, of course. Do check them out. Do give them a like and stay tuned to find out who's going to be their drummer. Yes. It's always exciting times when a band brings in a new musician. And then, of course, we know what that means. That means that they're ready to gig. So really looking forward to checking out the guys live. But for now, guys, that is the end of our main show. We're going to be doing our little fun segments at the end. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. Don't forget to like the stream and subscribe, of course. We're here every Monday night from 6 p.m. Doing what we do best. Hanging around, listening to independent music and having the chats. And getting to know our independent music scene in Ireland and abroad. So we're going to do this little bit. Right? It's pretty good. It involves the audience. So don't go anywhere. Let's see who's going to win a few bob. Here we go. All right. Who wants to win a few bob, boys and girls? We have the awesome Kevin Laurier on the show. Yes. Please welcome Kevin Laurier. Kevin.
Hi. Hi, Dave.
What is the story? Good to see you, Kevin. How are you keeping?
I'm doing well, thank you. As good as you can, given the current circumstances. But yeah, I'm in a good shape.
Deadly. I'm delighted. Oh, look, as long as you're happy, man, that's the main thing in life, isn't it? So,
yes, indeed.
That's great. And this is the new room I'm seeing behind you, which is great.
Yeah, it's grey, all right, but my bed spread is blue. It's unmade, but whatever. So this is my new studio.
Awesome, fair play to you, brother. Oh, this is a new studio. Awesome. That's great, man. No, I'm delighted for you, man. All right, Kevin. So, are you ready to win a few bob today?
I would love to win a few bob today, Dave.
Okay, I love to hear that. Okay, great. Guys, the rules are basically, we're not going to use... right, Kevin, so as well, you need to know the rules, of course. So, we're not going to use the audience in the game. We're going to use the audience in the chat. And your phone a friend is going to be someone we bring on from the chat into Discord. Okay, if all goes well, right? If all goes well. So guys, it's down to you in the audience to help Kevin out here. And also feel free to post into the the chat as well. So we're just gonna go through it. Here we go. We got our first one. So you can see my screen anyway, right? You can see everything there, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. Okay, fantastic. Now let me just slap on a little bit of tunes because it gets a little bit quiet there. Let me just flip this on. Right, so fantastic. So how's your Monday, by the way?
My Monday was pretty eventful. Had a nice chat with a new team member, and it was a nice day.
Great.
How was yours?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Yeah, I was just doing a bit of catch up on some of the usual stuff. And it's my day off today, so happy days. Yeah, it was
nice.
Well needed catch up time for the deMars business stuff. So truly chuffed that we got to do that. So no, I'm excited. Right, so let's do. We're not doing fastest finger. We don't need to do fastest finger. Right, so Kevin basically has to get. I don't know how many questions there are there, but there's a good few questions. That's all I know.
All right.
There's a good few questions. Kevin, I don't think you're going to have any issue, to be honest.
All right. What's the conversion rate from a bob to a American dollar?
It's very bad, man. It's really low. Yeah, I don't think I should even tell you because it might make you not want to play anymore. Yeah. Is that disheartening?
No, it's not. I'm more than glad to earn a few bob, whatever that's worth. Maybe it's convertible to a cryptocurrency eventually.
Definitely. We're going crypto for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
No, that makes it, that sweetens the deal a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it would indeed. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So first question, Kevin. What are the little characters who do everything for Gru in Despicable Me called?
I think that would be Minions.
Ah. Minions, D. Let's see if we got it right. Final answer?
Final answer.
Let's go. Jeez, this takes a while to load. It's correct!
Yay!
Congratulations. You have won
100 bob.
100 bob. Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. There you go. Right, second question. What do you call the horizontal lines on which music is written? Ooh, a nice music question there for you.
The horizontal lines on which music is written. I'm not a music expert, but my gut feeling tells me it's a staff, so I'll go with the staff.
Awesome. Final answer on the staff?
Absolutely. Final answer.
Final answer. No, because yeah, you don't play music, Kevin, but you've been watching our show for quite a while, so not that this question ever would have come up. But yeah, you got it right. Congratulations.
Yay, thank you.
Fair play to you. Fair play to you. There we go. 200 bob. Happy days. Happy days.
Yeah, I think in French we call this une partition, partition, but I didn't know that. Oh, where does Alice go?
In Lewis Carroll's book, yes.
Definitely not Boring Land. It's a Wonderland.
Wonderland. There we go.
Yes.
Final answer.
Absolutely.
Happy days. Even if you didn't read the book, I mean, you would have watched the movie, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so iconic.
I read the book.
Oh, did you? Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
That's great.
I have it. I think I have it in my bookshelf.
Was it good? Is it a good read, is it?
It is a good book. It's for a children's book. It's a surprisingly advanced reading, though. But it was children's reading at the time.
That's mad. That's crazy. What is children's reading now? That's the question, isn't it?
I know, right?
Which group from Liverpool became a major phenomenon in the 60s?
That would be the Beatles.
That's a very easy one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very easy one. But congratulations. Yes. You have
Thank
gotten
you.
it right.
Mm.
Happy days.
Indeed.
Happy days. Great, great, great.
The Offspring isn't even British. I think they're American.
They are very American. They're very American, yeah. I mean, they're not even that old. I think they were born in the 60s or 70s. No, they're probably born in, 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So, where can you see the Mona Lisa? It's a tricky one, Kevin.
Very tricky.
Very tricky, yeah.
It is very tricky. Disneyland, no. It's the Louvre.
The Louvre.
It's
Have
the
you been?
Louvre. Yeah, I have. It's quite small.
It is.
Remember, yeah.
Yeah.
First time I went to Paris was I was 16.
I was about 16 when I went to Paris as well, actually, funny enough.
No way. Maybe we oh no, we couldn't have met. It was $1,000.
There you go.
Bob.
1,000 bob. What age are you now?
I'm 36 now.
No way. Okay, yeah, so you're a little bit older than me. I'm 32.
Yeah.
So, in what year was the latest installment of the Descendants? Jesus Christ. Oh, that's embarrassing. How did I read it that way? The Descendants trilogy released. I don't know the Descendants trilogy. I'm not aware of it. Are you aware of it?
I'm not either.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna need some help on that one. I have no clue.
No problem at all. So, guys, what would you like to use for a lifeline? You've got ask the audience, you've got 50-50, phone a friend, or swap out the question.
Ask the audience.
Okay, perfect. Guys, in the chat, if you are there, I know we don't have many viewers. If anybody in the chat is there, pop in what you think the answer is. And if not, then we'll just use the in-game audience. Yeah. I think we'll use the in-game audience for this one. Okay, here we go. Let's see what they choose. Ooh, it's 59% B and 40% D.
Well, I'll go with the majority with B.
Cool. I don't think.
Once, sorry.
I don't think the in-game. I don't think the in-game audience would be wrong.
For once, I trust the democratic rule. I don't always do, but in this case, the majority might be right.
Yeah, it's a AI generated majority. So, oh my god, it was wrong. Fuck.
Oh, well.
Holy shit! What the fuck? Are you serious?
Well, you see, that's what happens when you trust the AI instead of trusting real people.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Unlucky. Now, do you know what the problem is? We didn't have enough in the chat, unfortunately, which is the biggest shame. But yeah, listen. Thanks for playing. We're gonna. That was so short. Shit. No way. All right, we'll get you back on. We'll get you back on another time. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna flip it over to Twitch now. And this is one thing I forgot to do. I forgot to actually set up my multi-streaming thing because it would have been better to actually bring this over for Twitch. But lesson learned. I'm still learning the waters of it all. So are you willing to come back at another time in future when we have more audiences to do this?
Absolutely.
Thank God.
Absolutely.
Jesus, I thought you were gonna say no. Jesus, what the fuck, wasted my time here for a few bob only. No, that's great, Kevin. Listen, no, thanks so much. What are you doing for the rest of the evening?
I'm probably gonna relax for the rest of the evening. Maybe code a little bit.
Okay, cool.
And talk to my parents because I talk to them like every day and stuff.
Nice. How's everybody keeping?
They're keeping well. My parents are keeping really well. It's quiet over there.
Great. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's chillax.
Yeah.
How's the whole restrictions and stuff?
Well, my parents are retired, so it doesn't bother them too much. I think they're more worried about me than I worry about them. I think for reasons that are obvious to both of us.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Like, yeah, especially the world watching what Ireland is kind of going through and stuff.
Well, not to mention the other countries, Australia, and those countries. Jeez.
Is it getting? Yeah, is Austria bad?
Jawohl.
Jawohl.
Yeah. So in Austria now, the vaccines are compulsory starting February under pain of a fine of €7,200.
Wow. And Australia, I've seen some kind of news come out of there, and is it the same over there?
Yeah. So they don't have they didn't make them compulsory like in Austria, but they have some pretty coercive measures over there. It's they're pretty heavy-handed in Austria. They don't have a Bill of Rights over there. Like
right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, hopefully it doesn't happen over here now. That would be pretty unfortunate, wouldn't it?
Well, I'd say it's that would be an understatement. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, listen, Kevin, enjoy the rest of your evening. We're going to be over at Twitch anyway if you wanted to pop over at any stage to join us just for a bit of a chit chat. And listen, it was a pleasure chatting to you there briefly, and of course we'll chat again very soon anyway.
Oh yeah, pleasure as always.
You're a legend, brother. Chat to you soon, man. See ya.
Chat soon. Bye.
Alright, the awesome Kevin Laurier in the house joining in for a bit of Who Wants to Win a Few Bob. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. We need to get our audience in for this one. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. It's been great. I'm going to be hopping over to Twitch now for a bit of gaming for about 2 hours. So you're all welcome to join us over there. I'll see you all very soon.
Guys, it's Axel from Jailbirds. Hey guys, it's Axel from Jailbirds.
Hey, my name's Quabara.
Hi, this is Shabsy.
Hey there, my name is Rebecca Cappuccini.
This is Maximilian Foy, and you're watching deMars Live.
Hey, I'm Mark McDonald.
Hi, I'm Eugene Connolly.
Hi, my name is Ash Orphan.
Hi guys, I'm Layla Jane.
My name is Stephen Brennan.
Hi, my name is Sina Thiel.
Hi, I'm Martin Eastwood.
Hi, I'm Owen Shelley of Strings and Things.
Hi, I'm George James.
Hello humans, I'm Annelise Furki.
Hi, I'm Tommy Cullen.
Hi, I'm Matthew Redden from Kind.
Hey everyone, my name is Hayley McKay.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Hi, I'm Dario Rodriguero.
Hi, I'm Amy Allen.
Hi, I'm Figo.
Hey, I'm Hazel Jade Rogers.
Hello, my name is Davina Brady. I'm from the band Sun Shakers.
Hi everybody, Alexi from Fires and EXO Promotions here.
Hi, I'm Jim from Bluefish Dam.
I'm Brew from Blue Sun and Brew Musician.
Hey, it's Barry J. Hughes here. I'm lost.
Hey, I'm Dovely.
And you're watching
deMars Live.
And you're watching deMars Live.
And you're watching deMars Live.
And you're watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Live.
You are watching deMars Live.
You are watching deMars Live. You're watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Live.
You are watching deMars Live.
And you're watching deMars Live.
You're watching deMars Entertainment, one of the most hard-working and genuine guys in Ireland.
Olá, sou a Mema e estás a ver o deMars Live.
Now I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I don't even know what year it is. But you are watching deMars Live. Enjoy.
This is Shadowman, and you are watching deMars Live.
Hi, I'm Mick Joyce, and I'm watching deMars Live. It's the life on deMars. There certainly is. Get in there.
I'm John from Cairo Jones, and you're watching deMars Live.
And you're listening to deMars Live, keeping it real, but more importantly, keeping it live.
You're watching deMars Live, where the music is great, the chats are awesome, and the people are sound. So make sure you tune in and enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm David Christie Jones, and you're watching deMars Live.